Hey guys, what it is with Mikey, and it's a Manic Monday. No, I haven't been on for a week. Some things I want to talk about today. Hopefully, it won't take too much time because it's getting hot outside and I'll melt in the car. Poor Lonnie melting in Arizona. I'm melting in my car in northern Utah. But anyway, I want to talk about just some general aspects, maybe some tips or knowledge for people out there that maybe are new to a bipolar diagnosis or don't fully understand what's going on with bipolar. And maybe some of you seasoned veterans will find out something as well. So, bipolar disorder, I like to call it bipolar disease, is a disease. It's a lifelong disease. It's something that once you find out, first of all, yeah, you have it your entire life. It's genetic. You got it from somebody in your family tree from shaking the tree too hard. I got it from my dad, is where I'm thinking, and he got it from his dad, and up the line we go. So you have about a 1 in 10 chance, if you have a parent who is diagnosed with bipolar disorder, of getting it yourself. So there were 5 of us as kids, so I had a 20% shot, and I'm the lucky winner. Winner, non-chicken dinner. Maybe a low-fat chicken dinner or something like that. So the next thing to realize is you are not bipolar, okay? So many people, and I oftentimes say it myself, I'm bipolar. You are not your disease. You suffer. And if you have it, you know you suffer. You suffer from bipolar disorder or bipolar disease. Because when you say, I am bipolar, it defines yourself as what you are. Do you have the disease, or does the disease have you? Hopefully, you have the disease, if you know what I mean. Under that scenario, it's kind of what it is, what it was type deal. So another thing about bipolar disorder, and something I'm going to strongly recommend, you need to have a support system. So once you find out that you suffer from bipolar disorder, you have got to have a support system of some sort. It can be one person. It can be many people. It can be a therapist. It can be a family member. It can be a friend. I suggest multiple sources. That's what I try to do. Hopefully you have at least one person that is completely and utterly there for you, that understands you and takes on all your wackiness and just supports you instead of laughs at you. Because you're going to find there are going to be a lot of people that you thought were your friends, your family, your loved ones, work buddies, work acquaintances, all across the board. You're going to find out that a major majority of them do not throw down with you telling them that you're bipolar or that you suffer from bipolar, whichever way you say it. And I do say it both ways. Because there is something called a mental illness stigma out there that surrounds all mental illnesses, and bipolar seems to be a huge one. Probably the schizophrenics get it a little worse. But when somebody hears bipolar disorder, they immediately think, oh great, this person's a freaking psychopath half the time, needs to be put in a sane asylum, or they're ready to kill themselves. And that's what most people think they know about bipolar disorder. That's why there are so many of us out here on YouTube and in various vlogs and blogs, and some people in the outside world are trying to help other people understand what bipolar disorder really is, and that is that it is very complex. It is not just an up and a down. And it actually depends on the individual. This is where that support system comes in. You see, my oldest son naturally took on the role of my major support system for my bipolar disorder. He naturally somehow just always knew how to deal with me, and he still does to this day. Then you'll have people that will try really hard that it may not be a natural fit for them, but they will try very hard to support you in any way they can. And a lot of times these are other family members or friends. And I highly suggest making some friendships, some bipolar friendships online with other bipolar. Now, these can go pretty crazy. They can go up and down the scale, because the last thing I want to talk about with bipolar disorder is that no two people are the same. And it's one of the reasons why they suck at, and when I say they, I mean science and psychiatry and all that. They suck at dealing with bipolar. They give us drugs that cause crazy side effects. They treat us like guinea pigs and lab rats because we're all so different. And let's face it, guys, science doesn't know a whole lot about the brain yet. So we are really guinea pigs, putty in their hands, if you will, for them to play with, to mold and shape into whatever they think they can make. So we just gotta do what we gotta do. It's what it is. But getting back to the point, no two bipolar sufferers are the same. So you're different than your buddy, and they're different than you. And so you need to learn how to love yourself, to find the strength, because a lot of the time, and let's be real, a lot of the time, this is a one-person disease. You are on your own mentally. Most of the time, you're going to be alone with your thoughts, and if you're like me, your thoughts talk back to you. So do things the best you can. They say exercise, eating well is good. Just, getting good sleep. Those are all good things. Cutting down on junk foods and smoking and drinking and all that. The way I see it is, we got little simple pleasures in our life that, like me, I gotta have my due. So just realize, I guess the main point is here, just realize that you are basically on your own when it comes down to it. You got to take care of yourself. And the hardest thing that a bipolar sufferer will ever do in this life, in my opinion, is learn to love themselves. Because let's face it, guys, we have a lot of things going against ourselves. Especially if you're like me, I call myself an idiot and a jerk and a loser and things all the time because I can't remember things for longer than 2 seconds. And those are some of the reasons why it becomes very difficult to love ourselves. Not to mention, after we have our breakdown and get diagnosed, we wonder if we even know who ourself is. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good Manic Monday. I hope somebody learned something from that, or it was maybe like a nice little college refresher course. I hope y'all good. I haven't really been all that good lately, as my friends know. I've been pretty antisocial. It seems to be a trend with me. Hopefully I can reverse it at some point, but I got a disastrous, probably laking experience coming up next week where I'm going to go up and sweat to death in the place I call Hades Lake. Anyway, one of my major issues as well is something called anticipatory anxiety, and I am suffering greatly with that for this trip. Anyway, hope y'all good. Hope you take care. Please Give me comments, like, share, sub if you haven't, but tell me how you deal with your bipolar suffering, and if you have any tips or advice for anyone else. This is Mikey. It's what it is. It's a Manic Monday. It's hotter than hell, and I'm out. Peace. Oh, I guess I'm really out. I forgot to turn off.